But interestingly enough, when I switched over to music videos, it was within my first year, within my first few music videos, that the person that really gave me my first shot, my first real big music video was Wayne Static. He was the guy. And it wasn't until I did the Pig Hammer promo and then the Assassins of Youth music video, that really set my career off. I mean, he was the guy that was responsible for that. I mean, he obviously knew me prior to that. I mean, we met back in 97 maybe. But, you know, if it wasn't for him and taking a chance on me as an actual legitimate filmmaker, I don't know if I would be able to go off and then do all the things that I did afterwards, which was, you know, working with Zakk Wylde and DMC and Pretty Boy Floyd and, you know, obviously even the reformed Static X and Zakk Wylde and John 5 and Motor Grader, and you know, I worked with the singer from Head PE and the guy from El Nino, and you know, I eventually ended up shooting photographs for the 50th anniversary of The Doors right down in Venice. They ended up using 13 of my photos for that, you know, and then that from there, you know, ultimately led into the documentary films. I'm one of those weird filmmakers where I always so far I tend to tackle subjects that are very controversial and people have a lot of opinions about them. And it's always my goal within my films, these three that I'm doing, Not Evil, Disco that I was involved with, that was their narrative. Because it's controversial and it goes against the grain, I have to find things to back up what I'm trying to push. So I don't know why it switched. You know, I really have no idea. You know, next thing I know, I'm getting cease and desist letters delivered to my door. They're taking pictures when I open my door. They're, you know, destroying my Indiegogo campaign, you know, 24 hours before it launches. You know, the family's coming out against me. You know, even Tara's family's coming out against me, which was incredibly surprising because, like, I literally have messages from Tara's mom to me saying, you know, after Tara passed, the year after she passed, I was the only one publicly that was stating, like, you know, I just want to post this in remembrance of Tara, and her mother emailing me saying, thank you so much it means so much to us. And, you know, and it's crazy, you know, like when we watched the rough draft, the rough cut of Evil Disco, I literally watched it with Wayne's sister, Amy, the one that put the cease and desist out on her. I was in the room with her in the studio of Static X watching the movie, you know? So like, I definitely got blindsided by it.